Welcome to the TriniTechcast. This is episode number 54 according to my calculations, and we are recording on the 25th of February 2024. It's February month end, and well, the Christmas pain should be gone, and now your February salary should be returning you to
normalcy.
some sort of normalcy, right? Hopefully, like people finish payoff.
Well,
no,
you're saying that, but that carnival 2 weeks ago, it real people take loan for carnival and thing, you know. So they gonna feel pain for the next.
It's hard to people that are going to feel pain. People that take loans for carnival, and the people that took those no installments for 3 months things for Christmas, no installments for 2 months, yeah, because the installment going on hits next month, and they'll be like, oh right, I did buy a fridge.
I mean, it might have a third group people who took that as well as a loan for carnival. So
oh man, no, that's not good. I thought that people who don't want to torture themselves, that kind of money borrowing thing. That's no. Yeah, that normalcy will go hit. I don't know how this month and pay kind of weird. Oh yeah, because the 27th is on a Tuesday. There's one of those month ends where you should have get paid early, but it's too early to get paid, so you'll get paid late.
My pay was last week.
You get your pay last week Friday?
Well, Tuesday. I get paid on Tuesday.
Right. Well, some people are trying to make sure that people get paid before the 25th. But if the 25th fall on a Sunday, they'll be like, well, yeah, you'll get paid on the 26th, because they'll send the salaries in on the Friday afternoon, and it ain't gonna get processed until, I don't know, something so. But most people have to get paid by the 28th, because that is when the mandatory payments will come out for certain things, because 28th is the only day that every month has
every year.
Yeah, that's it. So if you ain't get paid, do it. Coming. The groceries was kind of but I have a grocery hack. I don't go in the grocery month end. I just go grocery like the weekend before month end.
You know what you could do too? You could go like an hour before the close, and it's hardly half before.
Yes, that is true also, because I allergic to people. I just be like, hi, yeah, of course. Yeah, I really don't want to stand up in the island talk to you right now, because I want to get the peas that I came here for. Yeah. All right, so today's episode is going to be cybersecurity is expensive. We have a little insight into the Ministry of Digital Transformation and the CEO Corey Belfort talking about some of the issues that they face with retaining good cybersecurity talent. The TSTT hack just keeps giving. The Joint Select Committee or the Commission of Inquiry, whichever one it is, we'll see when we read the article, dropping some bombs. Lisa should do a mixtape by now, boy. She should have a mixtape.
It won't be a mixtape, it'll be a diss track.
It'll be a diss track, yeah, correct. And Reddit is rich, or are they? Reddit's going to make a deal with the devil, not the devil, but Reddit make a deal with Google, boy, and it could be the future of AI. The future of AI hangs in the balance of who holds the content on the internet. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So let's go into the first article inside TriniTechcast episode chapter. I say episode chapter, yes?
54.
That's weird. Yeah, we will not edit that out, because I want you all to know that we are human too. Yeah. All right, first story is cybersecurity is expensive. That's why I titled it, because this article that we are going to look at, it says, it is exceedingly difficult to hire and retain cybersecurity experts. Starting with the Ministry of Digital Transformation says it is exceedingly difficult to find and retain cybersecurity experts in the public sector as the salaries offered are not competitive enough. This was revealed by the ministry's Permanent Secretary Corey Belfon during a Public Administration and Appropriations Committee meeting on Wednesday afternoon. This article was on the 21st of February by Narissa Frazier, right? So thank you very much, Narissa, for reporting on this. Here's this. I could give you an example. It is exceedingly difficult to find cybersecurity personnel simply because you're competing with the private sector. He said with the level of certification some people might have, the band of remuneration that would be available at iGovTT may not satisfy a particular candidate. Later on in the article, he said that they are basically telling the Ministry of Finance, give us more money and we'll be able to do cybersecurity and hire the right people. And I want to say that I agree with him.
All right. So getting money is one thing, right? Getting money and being able to hire the right persons, right? But if you drop that person in a environment where the culture doesn't match their work ethic or even match the pace at which they want to implement things, you know, it might be counterproductive, you know, because you could get the best expert, but you drop them in, what is this ministry? Yeah, but you drop, if you drop them in a ministry where the culture is the productivity low, getting things done. I'm not saying this is how it is, but this is potentially our next issue. You know, you get a good person, but you drop them in the wrong environment where the culture and the constraints and everything that you had to work with might shackle, you know, the way you make progress.
So what you're saying is, you're saying that you believe that cybersecurity experts are very excited about their job and they want to do it to the highest level, highest operational level possible. That if they don't get to do it at the highest operational level possible, they won't just sit down and take their salary and say, well, yeah, I good work in here.
I mean, you will have, you probably won't attract the best people. You'll attract good people, you know? Like, if I've being honest with you, and I'm sure you would agree too, if you're the best at what you do, you're going on working in the government. That's no be real.
Oh no.
So that could be.
No, I'm gonna make sure that get clip. I'm gonna make sure we clip that because I agree with you. I agree with you. Nobody who is the best in their field wants to go and work for the government for the same reason that you said. Because we know that you're going to bounce up a lot of red tape, bureaucracy, drama, and unnecessary setbacks when you know you can get so much things done. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Anybody that does work in the government, yeah.
That's just a little preview to the TSTT stuff we're going to talk about. But,
yeah. We'll talk about that just now. We'll get to that next part. So him saying that, right?
Yeah.
Right, what are you saying?
No, yeah, that's a problem too. The salary, but you probably wouldn't get the best people. You would get good people, but I think the best people will stay far away from the government.
Okay, now watch the article and
I mean, you'll probably be able to hire them as consultants, you know, to come in and do stuff, but you know. But
what he said, so they don't end up taking the job, so it leads to a capability and a capacity issue where they may not be effectively resourced to respond in a particular area. So he kind of talk about it. Mm-hmm. So it's not just money, but he said the problem resulted in project delays and unavailability of technical advice for a particular project. So that's a lot of the things that they want to implement in the Ministry of Digital Transformation. They can't implement it because there is a lot of
lack of in-house expertise.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what certifications people going in with to be considered a cybersecurity expert, but with the amount of chirping and the amount of talking that the government's saying about this cybersecurity stuff, and
So
we need somebody who been out there, who's tried and tested, right? And if you're gonna get somebody who's tried and tested, who is a local, they most likely work for a foreign company already, right? If you're local and you work for a foreign company and they did cybersecurity for them, you got paid a good chunk of money in that private sector. And now you come to Trinidad not looking for work, but they ask you if you want to come and work for the government. And you say, well, yeah, I could serve my country, no problem. And then they tell you that you're getting 1/4 of what you got when you was working for Microsoft or Trend Micro or whatever company you're working. Don't mind when you was working for them, you was a small fish. And you're just basically a part of a team of other experts. But because you have the experience, when you come into the government, you could call some shots. And I feel men calling shots and saying, nah, boy, all you can't be paying me this amount of money. Because when something go down, my job is the first one on the line. So all you had to give me something.
Yeah, and I mean, that's in an ideal world, but they probably need to. There's probably something not to outsource for the while, you know. As I said, it might be a local who work for a foreign company, or it could be a local company that does work for foreign entities. Or, you know, you wouldn't get a private sector person who were employed already. You know, you probably have consultants like within Trinidad who could play that role with the government. You know, you don't directly have to pay them a salary and
but you think that you think they're looking for somebody that long term? You think that they're really trying to find a long term person to be like, you are the Minister of Cybersecurity or you are the Director of Cybersecurity in the Ministry of Digital Transformation and you have a 3-year contract or something like that?
Talking about that, I think I shared an article with you, and if you look at the
Page 37, y'all. This link is in the show notes because my boy here went digging. He went digging. Wait, did I introduce you as Redbit_Tech? No, I don't think I did. But anyhow, you all know that by now if you're listening to the podcast. And my name is Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT. That's just 12 minutes in, of course. No problem at all. Good. That's good showing. That's good. So, let's see what some salaries are like. First salary is Police Complaints Authority. The director of the Police Complaints Authority gets $33,700 a month.
I think this is what they propose it to be, so it'll be a little less than this right now.
All right, this is what they want to give them, right? So, and then transport things, allowance, subsistence, housing, vacation, telecommunication.
So let's say that's 30K, right? 30,000 a month?
Yeah. 5,000 service allowance. What are service allowances? I don't know.
So that's 30,000 a month, 360,000 a year. Divide that by 6.8. That's 50 around.
That's all. Opening up the calculator. What's the numbers? What?
30K by 12. That's 360,000. Divided by 6.8.
Right. Divided by 6.8.
52K.
That's 52,000, yeah.
And you could just Google how much a cybersecurity specialist does make in the US.
All right. Cyber security specialist salary. Yeah. Ooh. Nah, well, we have a problem.
Go ahead. Say how much it is. I don't know. I didn't check, but I'm sure it's probably close to double that.
124,000.
Right.
US. Yeah, double. The baseline is 102 entry level. But if you have job experience, 124 up to 230.
Right. So that's around 57,000 TT. Right. So not saying that's what you need to pay our local, you know, but that's just showing you that government, and in general, government salaries will be less than private sector for the most part, right? So,
yeah, general.
and that is at a director level, which means a cybersecurity person going to come in lower than that.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So what the article essentially saying is they offer a man $15,000 a month to secure the whole government. That's what someone like to me.
Yeah, that kind of work. Yeah, you're not going to, you probably had to pay somebody close to that director salary, or a little less, maybe close or a little less to get somebody good, you know, kind of good to do the job.
And this is somebody who is good enough to be able to assess all of the threats and then come up with plans to implement them and have a team of people that are able to put things in place for these said threats. And that team of people have to have some sort of ability to do penetration testing and mitigation and whatnot. So you're talking about like this person, whoever this said person is, they're going to need a team of probably, let me say 5 people. They need somebody who is good in web technologies. They need somebody who's good in back-end infrastructure. They need somebody who's good in firewall and networking.
Yeah.
And then they need two general people who basically would do the dirty work, run the scripts, install the stuff, put that, and they had to know what they're doing. They had to know what they're doing because they need 3 planners. Yeah.
I mean, all right, in the grand scheme of things, right, this salary is not a lot compared to what we just spend in other areas. You know, so if they're really serious about cybersecurity, because like you say, you pay the person $70,000 US a year or whatever, right? That will half.
It's just about half the amount of a season one. Somebody with 2 to 3 years experience will be getting $150. So yeah, $70,000 is about half here.
So to put together this entire unit, it's not going to cost you $10 million, right?
Correct, yeah.
I mean, the Prime Minister say you need to instruct the Minister of Finance to find $100 million.
Yes, it was
we didn't anything about it since, but I mean, if this is something like a burning issue, you could find that money to get it going. At least that's what I think. If it's really a priority, because I mean, money going other places. You know, if this is something on the back burner, you know, at least that's what I think. If it's really important, they could find the money somewhere. But
well, if let's say they do find the money,
this could come out it could come out
somewhere in the article, they had something about money. You know, they had 22 million.
Yeah,
that goes towards salaries.
It could come out of the national security budget. It could be, and just have a media review or whatever where they're going.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you know, but in the article, it also says that Belfort also mentioned the issue of understaffing. He added that there's a shortfall of operational expenditure. It had some numbers. There are currently 139 employees when there should be 175.
Mm-hmm.
That's plenty of employees, huh? For the Ministry of Digital Transformation.
Yes, that again, it go back to productivity.
What are the jobs? What are the people in the Ministry of Digital Transformation? I tell you, one day we will get one of them. I want to get one of them on the podcast.
Sure. It's called like you remember
one of them listening.
No, you remember Elon Musk? What Elon Musk do? It had how much thousands of Twitter employees. He come get rid of half of them, and Twitter was still running.
Yeah, it's still running.
You know, so
I'm not doing bad. They might have some bad decisions from the top, but in terms of operational, Twitter's still running, and you could trust that it'll be up. Yeah. The amount of people that are working in the ministry, cool. Because I have a student who applied for an internship there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she got through. I'd had to do the recommendation or some kind of thing like that. And she got through. So what I will do is I will message said student and get some date and see if I could find out something that from an anonymous source, because I just remember I have a link. So I will find out, and I'll ask her what the intern salary is, and see what it is, because just talk to me. They'll pay back all the hard work that I put into teaching them. Yeah. So so if we use, basically what we did is y'all could check the article in the show notes. We use the basic amount of money that people in the Senate will get, a minister would get, a permanent secretary, the speaker, all of that. We use that as a guide. Yeah, directors.
Some directors,
Yeah, to see what the salary would be. And we kind of gauge that, what they're trying to pay the cybersecurity professionals may be half of what they may have been working for before in the private sector, or half of what they are worth. And if they are professional, that means they have experience. Because if it's somebody who just got some certs on the internet from Khan Academy and what's the next one? Coursera, yeah. If it's somebody who just got some certs there, that is not a cybersecurity professional. That is somebody who studied cybersecurity. But a professional is somebody who has worked in the field, understands the threats, and understands threat management and what's the other word, boy? Endpoint protection. Because endpoint protection is where it's really at. The most vulnerable part of your network, you have to be able to guard that with your life, because that's the part where people will attack first, because that's the out-facing part of your network. Okay. We'll see how this goes. I go and message the student, my past student, and find out. Next week, I'll give you an update, right? If by the middle of the week, I don't give you I'll just send you a message laughing. Just ask me for a message the student, right? And I will let you know. Yeah. Speaking about laughter, coming up next, you want to hear this. The admin whose credentials were leaked. Well, not leaked. Credentials caused the hack or the leak. Still working for TSTT. We'll be back after this break.
In today's digital age, every business needs a strong online presence to reach new customers and stay competitive. But not every business needs a complex website or a full-fledged e-commerce solution. At makeITsimpleTT, we understand that every business has unique needs, and we offer a range of tailored solutions to fit those needs. Over the years, we've helped many businesses. Our services include website design and development. We create a professional and user-friendly website like these that represent your brand and drives results. Invoicing and payment processing. We can streamline your billing process with a user-friendly invoicing system that integrates seamlessly with most payment gateways, and you can receive online payments easily. We also do automated order forms, which allows you to collect orders online and customer information effortlessly and send back automated emails, notifications, and reminders, and then you just have to make the sale at the end. So you can contact us today to learn more about how we can help make your business more successful, or you can visit makeITsimpleTT.com/business.
So our heroine, Lisa. She's
your heroine.
I don't know. Well, she dropping the bombs. Let's jump to the article. Report: hackers access TSTT using admin's credentials. The Checkpoint Incident Response Team, CPIRT. What? Who's that? That's not CSIT. That's not CSIT. For real? No. That's a different person. Whoever that is. Okay. On October 9th, 2023, Checkpoint Incident Response Team was contacted by Telecommunications Services of Trinidad and Tobago to conduct a root cause analysis and compromise assessment of a recent incident TSTT experienced. TSTT's network was hit with a ransomware attack connected to a group called RansomEXX. The ransomware attack encrypted devices and specifically the data stores of the virtual machines. RansomEXX also exfiltrated data and posted the data on October 28th. The report, which was prepared by TSTT, stated. Further along, however, they said that they collected forensic images of multiple devices, including backups of devices, encrypted drives. They collected logs from Google Drive, Citrix, Domain, Splunk, and Google Mail. All sorts of things Through this analysis, CPRT was able to confirm with high confidence the admin account the attackers gained access to carry out the attack. They were able to figure out, to confirm which admin account it was. This account attempted to create multiple rogue accounts to gain a bigger foothold in the environment and was also the account the attackers used to collect a subset of the posted data. So what happened is you gain one admin account and the first thing you go to do is you go and create some shadow accounts of different people so that you go and create somebody who have supervisor access, somebody who have access to this, and you just create all the different access. So it had to be an admin that has the ability to create other accounts with high what's the word by? High
privilege.
High privileges. Yeah, privileges. Yeah. Privileges is the word, yeah. And this account not only escalated privileges on MAU CTRX 501 server as early as October 3rd, but also created multiple domain accounts, all with the same password. So I guess they would have realized, okay, if all of them had the same password, that means they're giving it, yeah. Yeah. Wow. So TSTT confirmed that this user account belonged to an external individual from one of their dealer stores and did not have authorization for such access, it stated. What does that mean?
What's that?
Watch it here. TSTT confirmed that this user account belonged to... Oh, no, this is the user account for the GitLab. Sorry, not not the internal person. Yeah. So Lisa was... Now, I'm going to call her Lisa. Lisa Agard. Miss Lisa Agard. Mrs. Lisa Agard, whichever one it is. She was being grilled. And I'll say it in her voice. The first issue of focus should be, did TSTT misdirect, obfuscate in the parliament on January 22nd in explaining the root cause of the cyber attack? So that question I pose is important because of the emphasis placed on the access being gained through an external dealer network. So she was like, they didn't tell me anything. And now I take any blame for this. And finally, why was the CEO not told about this breach that occurred on October the 3rd? Why did she have to see it on in the checkpoint interim report on November 10th? Why did all the communication to the CEO about the breach indicate that it occurred on October 9th?
Yeah. So I mean, as you say, as the young people love say, we get more tea. That what they say now?
Yeah. Yep. The tea leaves, yeah.
Yeah, wow. So I mean, it's a lot of miscommunication and semen drama that going on. And I mean, it kind of explains why she came out and said what she said, because at the point she didn't know. You know, it happened on the 3rd, and I think the minister made a statement on the 9th. And then she said something. Yeah, because the minister
said something. Yeah, because we were like, how come they're not saying anything? Why is the Minister of Public Utilities talking about this when you literally have a CEO?
And well, at least she's saying that, you know, allegedly she only found out about it on November 11th. And she didn't have no time to really say anything because a few days after the bushy truth, you know?
Yeah, well, she said that they told her that she couldn't say anything. In the report, it said that she was told not to say anything. And
you realize in this article, she said, didn't the internal TST administrator not realize that she had lost her credentials? So she kind of revealed something there in terms of the person's sex. Is a lady that...
Wow, that not going to shine too brightly, yeah.
You saw that?
Yeah. Look at right here, highlighting it. Did the internal TSTT admin not realize she had lost her credentials? That is a serious red flag in any IT organization. Was any report made by TSCA, PRIE, or any escalation to anyone in IT? If yes.
Is that the person's...
I hope that's not the username.
Yeah. Is that the person's name? I hope not.
I don't know. Where did that name come from? Yeah. And then after some further probing from senators, the guy said, so what would have happened? The threat actor would have been able to gain access to one of our admin passwords plus a password via dealer channel. And that's how they went. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't say anything about it.
And I mean, as you said before, this person still employed. And I think she was making a statement that, this person still employed, but yet the CFO and the CEO had to go. And I think that's probably more, the reason they probably had to go is because of the optics, in the sense that the minister come out and made a statement that proved not to be true, and it make him look bad. So at the end of the day, TSTT is a half majority owned by the government. They make the government look bad, It's our egos involved, and they might have been the collateral damage.
Yeah, basically that's... Boy, I don't know what to say. It kind of ugly to me how this turning out, and the reason it kind of ugly is because Lisa Agard is clearly hurt, and she going and throw she ain't holding back on throwing people under the bus, because she get thrown under the biggest bus, and it ain't with it.
Yeah, and I saw she also asked whether the acting CIO intentionally and maliciously misled the committee when he said that the CEO's office had misled the minister. More or less that the acting CEO said that, the last CEO, that was the person that misled the minister. When in fact, the CEO, according to Lisa Agard, she didn't know anything. So the acting CIO was trying to throw she further under the bus.
So, all right, somewhere along the line, I read something that it was somebody's laptop, right?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. So, all right, let me see this part here. Review of this data shows a zip file containing multiple files of credentials confirmed to be from Google Drive belonging to TSCA PRIE. Whoa, data connected to also stated among the recommendations. TSTT should remove end of life and legacy systems, as they could be major sources of attackers to exploit. How did the admin get their credentials compromised? That is the tricky part that nobody talking about, or at least I didn't read it. Was it phishing?
I know it had a previous article that said that the person may have done it, but I'm not sure if that was cleared up or if that was retracted. Like the person would have intentionally done it. You remember that? That was retracted?
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure. What I want is I want to get this official PDF and read through the whole thing and see. But remember, them PDFs take long to come out when they do these joint select committees. But this one is the fastest one I think ever done, as far as I know. Like, it's February and the tea is spilling. Before, you probably would have heard about this in July, maybe, that they now start to talk about it.
One more thing, right? The other paragraph where the board only approved communication to everyone except the general public, claiming that it would strain the resources of the contact center, among other things. Right? So the board more or less say that, you could send out communication, but don't send it out to the general public. Right?
Which part you see that? Which one of the articles?
That same one.
Which paragraph? Well, I just do a search for it.
Just search the board only.
The board only. No, I ain't getting it. Is the express one?
Yeah, the Lisa Agard blast the board.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm sharing it now, yeah. I didn't see that paragraph. The board only approved communication to everyone except the general public, claiming that it would strain the resources of the contacts. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Among other things, as if TSTT now claims it wishes to be transparent and timely in its communication to customers. Why was the communication plan to the general public not implemented, she asked. Ooh.
So, what I want to just say and not say much more, right? You have a board, which means you have a chairman, right? So who is that chairman and what is that person's background?
I don't know, finance probably. Yeah, that's all I could say. What is not finance? Okay, nothing else to say.
Yeah. So I mean, part of the issue, as we was kind of alluding to before, you have a telecommunications company that majority owned by the government, and I mean, which more or less mean you're kind of public sector, which means you'll probably have some politics at play, so when you have politics at play, things will always be in the best interest of productivity and
that's a real good point.
And transparency.
That is a real good point. Like, and it kind of tie back to it properly, where you could see that the government got into it really quickly because they had skin in the game, and this is how they usually handle things, which is fumble. Whereas some private companies got hacked, and they were like, all right, this is what you had to do. You had to tell the people, you had to thing, you had to XYZ, whatnot, because of the case. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. So blame the government. Blame the government part of it. Blame the genes, the government genes that they have, because they have 51% of their genes as government.
Yeah.
That just take him back to what's his face, Carol up here, saying that TSTT can't go nowhere. I didn't agree with him at the point in time, but I'm kind of seeing maybe he might have had some validity.
May have some truth to what he said.
May have some validity to it. Yeah, because I will not believe that somebody who has an admin account that's able to create other accounts knows their account was compromised and did not say a word or did not report it immediately. From what it seems, it wasn't reported immediately.
Yeah.
It was just like, I can't get into my account. Okay, I try to play it out, right? I can't get into my account. All right, okay. Tomorrow when I go in work, I'll sort out. That is what giving me. That's the vibe I feeling. Like, yeah, tomorrow I'll ask them fellas and them to find out why my account not working. that's how I feel. You ain't saying nothing, but that's what you're thinking, right?
I'm thinking something else too, but I don't think I would say that in public.
Yeah, that is like I don't know. I system admin some places, and if I can't get, I would panic really fast.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what? The password not working? Something wrong. We had to get that back in there. We had to think we had a lockdown, whatever's the case, because I just know that, well, I mean, somebody else could get. For time I get a weird email and be like, somebody tried to log into your account, I'd be like, time to change our password.
Yep.
Or something.
All right, time to get reset here's your password reset link.
Yeah. And then the question is, did they have two-factor?
Yep.
If it didn't have two-factor, I would love to have somebody technical go into that joint select committee and ask the technical questions.
Yeah.
Which I doubt will happen. Because even though the CPIRT people who do the check say that they have to do better jobs at removing their legacy systems and all that, that is like a recommendation. But I don't think they got grilled from a technology perspective, or at least not what I'm seeing from these articles. But hopefully one day we'll be able to read through it and clearly see what happened, what they're accused of, and where the issues took place, and what they plan to do to fix it, because that's what LastPass did. That LastPass got hacked and they lost some hashed passwords or some kind of thing like that. And LastPass was well, last past the career hit stockwise and whatever is the case, right?
Yeah,
but then they came out and said, okay, this is exactly what happened. We had this stored somewhere here, this that happened there. The people did this kind of thing, a SQL injection, whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. And now we know, and we have put things in place to fix it. One password get hacked. No, it's one password. Well, I can't remember. Some of the other things got hacked. And what it does do is they literally say, yeah, here's what happened. This is what took place, and we know now. So now we fix that. Most of the times, they just thoroughly blame on AWS and be like, there was a flaw in the AWS system, and that was exploited or some kind of thing, because I think Wise, that's a camera system one. They get hacked the other day, and they blame it on AWS fast. They say, yeah, AWS went down, and when they came back up, our databases were jacked up. So that's why some people saw other people's videos. But the thing is, you come forward, you say the problem, and you tell them. I would give them a clap if they do that, but I'm not too sure if they would. I'm not too sure. Because right now they're dealing with this from a political perspective.
Yep. And people fighting for their reputation, and at that level, your reputation is I mean, it's not all that you have, but your reputation is something not very important at that level.
Correct. Okay, we'll see how that goes. All right, this TSTT hack just keeps giving and giving. Speaking of giving, Reddit is going to not give away their plethora of real life information to any AI anymore. They're actually going to sell it to Google. And that has some big implications. We'll talk about that when we come back. Have you ever tried to order something online using a Visa debit card, but you can't? Is shopping online something you always do already using a Skybox, but sometimes you need advice on knowing what to buy or what will work? I'm Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT, and we aim to make technologies that solve problems in a Caribbean context. So we created Order It. What is it, you ask? What is Order It? It's an app and a website that helps you order it in two ways. The first way is if you already order things online. You're familiar with using a Skybox, you're familiar with using a credit card, but sometimes you don't always have answers to certain questions, like which laptops will get a warranty in Trinidad, which phones will work on the Digicel network or the mobile network. So our app helps you order it. Every product that we list in the app, we will let you know the truth based on the experience of 20 years of ordering things online and using various Skyboxes in Trinidad and Tobago. So here are some of the questions that the app answers for you based on the products that we list. What are the taxes? Why does it cost so much when I actually get it? What is dimensional weight? All these questions and more we answer in the app because we want to help you order it. All you have to do is simply pick from our list of recommended items that we know and trust because we've ordered it already. Follow through the payment process. We'll order it and we can even have it delivered to you. So why don't you give it a try? Search for Order It by makeITsimpleTT in the App Store or the Google Play Store, or you can even go online to orderit.makeITsimpleTT.com and check and see if we could answer some of your questions and help you in the process of ordering it. Next article. Boy, when I see this, I was like, wow, this is where it's at. This is where it's going to be. Google cut a deal with Reddit for AI training data. The deal, reportedly worth $60 million per year, will give Google real-time access to Reddit's data to use Google AI for Reddit search. Google is getting AI training data from Reddit as part of a new partnership. The collaboration will give Google access to Reddit's data API, which delivers real-time content from Reddit's platform. This will provide Google with an efficient and structured way to access the vast corpus of existing content on Reddit, while also allowing the company to display content from Reddit in new ways across its products. The second sentence is just they throw that in, like, allow the company to display content from Reddit across its products, basically a Google search. Reddit will get preference inside Google search now, right? But I mean, we used to do it all the time. You ever Google something and you put Reddit at the end of it just because you wanted to read
just to get it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm happy for this. I'll tell you why, Jason. Well, let me hear your hot take on it.
I mean, from a financial standpoint, Reddit has never made a profit in the last 20 years.
Oh, you want to go to that article one time?
I mean, so at least from that standpoint, is is a step in the right direction. Cause I think they recently
the IPO
filed to go public, so you go public, and then I think they value that a couple $2 billion, but you go public, then you announce this partnership with Google, and then it's AI, so that's a new thing right now. That seems to be the future, so it's probably the right time, then it's probably the right time for an announcement like this, or a partnership like that, and it's probably no coincidence that they're announcing that going public with this partnership with Google. At least the last 60 million coming in every year to maybe they might start making a profit soon.
What happens if this is not an exclusive deal? Because I was listening to the Vergecast, I believe, and or Decoder, which one of them? And they were like, 60 million for Google is not even pocket change.
Chump change.
That's the money that does fall inside their shoe when they throw all the money up in the air. Yeah. Someone's land inside your shoe. So 60 million for Google a year ain't like moving the needle for them. And I am wondering if Reddit is going to start to play the field. That is what they were positing on the podcast, right? They were saying they wonder if Reddit said, okay, you can take this for 60, but we're not going to give you exclusivity. If you want exclusivity, it had to be a lot more. And suppose OpenAI come and say, hey, how much all they want for all their data? And they say, well, Google give us 60. Let me hear what you want. Or something of that sort. And if it's a yearly deal, that means every year they'll have to renew it. Or something along those lines. Now, the sort of gains that Google could get from this worth way more than 60 million. Way more than $60 million. So Google get the good end of this deal. But I feel it's like an introductory pricing to see, okay, this thing is possible, and we're going to show you all that is possible, so that next year, when you come back from a product, you're going to have to pay quadruple.
Yeah, but I think like negotiating this deal, they're probably locking at least a couple years. I don't think it'll just be 1 year and then they renegotiate after next year. I don't know, but I think they're probably locking 2-3 years and then go. But like, what you think about the whole using Reddit as a data source for AI? Because at the end of the day, Reddit is a good source for certain things, and at the end of the day, it's still social media, so you'll get bad takes, you'll get bad advice as well in there, so it kind of had
but the reason that they're doing that is because they don't want the SEO spam. The SEO spam is what the internet is built on for the past 10 years. Everybody trying to do SEO, search engine optimization. For those of you listening, like, what is SEO? Yeah, search engine optimization. That's basically people gaming the search algorithm with their articles to say certain things and use certain words, but they don't really try to put good content inside. All they want is people to go to the website and get clicks. So the most popular websites might have actually the least good data in it. So Reddit now is a lot better because humans always like to correct other humans. And when you go through them Reddit threads, you'll always see somebody will say, yeah, but you could do this better. And they write a whole thesis just to prove that other person wrong. And that corpus of data, as they call it, it has links inside it too. And that's the part where the rest of the internet failed. Like, validating the stuff that you have on your website with having other links, that's where the crawlers kind of failed, because they used to just look for the keywords that said good stuff, but the articles were real fluff. But now the links inside Reddit and the links to pictures and other websites and corroborated stuff, that's why they want it. That's why they want it, because I think it'll make the AI a lot better at helping it respond like a human. No, they'll have to filter out the bad human responses, but I think it'll be easy to find the good human responses in Reddit, because those will be the ones that were well thought out with links, paragraphing, and some sort of sentence construction and structure aside from the short. So if I had to program the AI, right, I would say AI, when you go inside Reddit, any comment that's less than 20 words, ignore it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that'll look at, as I said, that'll look at biases too, because certain subreddits have certain biases one way or the other. You know, so that's something that have to be careful of, and especially what happened with the image,
with the image generation.
Yeah, especially that they need to really look at the biases.
Black Nazis.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
So tell me another data source on the internet that is comparable or better than Reddit.
Probably don't really have one. You know, it's probably outside your Google search and your large language models. You know, Reddit is probably one of the better sources for information.
There's another one.
Outside of that, you have like
Quora.
Dedicated support sections or certain companies where you have to pay for support and you go there and the person actually tell you, you know, that's probably the best thing, but they're not publicly available. They're behind a paywall. You know, so like free information, yes, probably one of the better ones that publicly available.
It is the only one I could think of besides Stack Overflow, Stack Exchange and Stack Overflow. Well, Stack Overflow is one for coding, but there's a spin-off to Stack Overflow called Stack Exchange, where people ask a lot of questions and you get answers. I've been on Stack Exchange already. There is one to help you fix things. I can't WikiHow. WikiHow has a lot of content there on how to fix things. And people will usually post up stuff and edit the wikis and whatnot. And then, of course, there's Wikipedia itself, where there's a lot of curated content on Wikipedia. But the curated content on Wikipedia is very unstructured. Well, there is structure, but for a large language model to go through Wikipedia and be able to give you a response like a human, that's real hard. Because Wikipedia just not given to giving you a response like a human. It's given to giving you a response like a encyclopedia. No?
Yeah. So my other thing is that you're gonna use Reddit as a source, but you have to find a way to validate it. Because as it is now, you have some instances of hallucination. So if you introduce a new source, as in Reddit, you know, and you ask it certain questions, say you integrate with Reddit and you ask it certain questions, you know, you have to, you know, more or less take into consideration that this is like a social media human input type source, you know, and as you say, you have to look at the biases and make sure you don't, you know, because go ahead.
Let me tell you why I disagree. Because of the fact that Reddit has this sort of reputation that when you really, really, really want to find something on the internet, well, techie people know, put the word Reddit after it, and you're going to find a thread where somebody has the solution for you. It has a reputation that's so good that I think the biases will actually be actually easier to pick up and point out. So you might, okay, let's say for example, the AI goes through one thread on fixing a microphone. There will be 4 people who on that thread who will give a properly well-detailed response on how to fix the microphone. And based on what the large language models do right now, they tend to give you a large range of answers, because I asked a question the other day and it gave me a wide range of answers and said, sometimes people say this, but you also have to pay attention to so. And you should also like check blah, blah, blah. Reddit is the perfect place to do that because nobody does agree. But the people that disagree, they usually go hard in making sure that their thoughts are well laid out and it's structured like a large language model could go through it. And the difference between crawling the internet and having access to the actual API is that they have API calls and functions that they could use to get exactly a particular thing that they want. Like the API call for Reddit could probably have the ones that people scroll the longest on, or the ones that people click this button to read this one, or the links that are clicked the most within a thing. When you're scraping a website, you can't figure it out. All you just have to do is just scrape all the data, feed it to the large language model. But now the API gives them the ability to not just scrape the data, but get data points on which data is more, let me say, upvoted for lack of a better reason, like read the most and thing. So I think the biases are there, but they have enough data to deal with the biases, basically, in my view.
Yeah. So I mean,
are we new over there?
For certain types of data and certain types of questions, like as you say, instructions on how to solve a problem and that type of thing. Yeah, it will probably be more straightforward. But like when it's I show it already, it's where things more theoretical.
With political, okay, all right.
And
so
people debating ideas and
let me get the side where I think the LLM will have problems. The political things, them Trump Reddits and thing, and the Biden Reddits, and the Democrats and the Republicans and whatnot.
Yeah,
it had no way that you with any sort of accuracy, you could throw a large language model at them thing to get an answer for anything. Yep. No way. And I just believe Google and OpenAI and them will just run away from that. They'll just be like, no, we're not going to try to get this thing to talk about politics.
Yeah,
which is what
not even just like politics. So I agree. Like that type of content where you are the answer to a solution or how to do something, but they don't, politics, but also sometimes just discussing ideas, philosophy,
flat earth.
even stuff like that. I mean, it will probably know that this is probably not making much sense, but even like stuff in the medical field and just discussing studies and ideas, and so that's where things more subjective. It's not really set in stone. People could have different opinions, and those opinions could be valid in itself. You having a back and forth with somebody, and so that's where it would have to make that.
All right. Well,
I kind of incorporate everything. Yeah.
I want to see where it goes, and I want to see if these other places that have data stores on the internet going to start to make deals also and give access to the data, because they're blocking the crawlers. They're blocking all the AI crawlers on the website I think you could just put a text file in to block crawlers or some kind of thing like that.
Okay.
Something that, whatever, I think is robots.txt, I think.
Yeah. That file does still work? That does still work?
Apparently it does.
Okay.
It does. Because they block OpenAI from checking Reddit. Probably with some more complicated stuff, but yeah. And if you have a website that has been collecting a lot of data, you might have the chance of making some money.
So what does this say? Trinituna?
Yes. That you read my mind, boy. You read my mind. Because Trinituna used to save lives in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
For all kind of things.
Yeah.
If Trinituna could get it,
I don't think it's still active, but probably not as much, because it was there before social media, so that was kind of the place you go and higher discussions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
it mightn't be up to date, but it'll be a good gauge for a large language model to understand how to answer things as a Trini and to contextually give locations and places and explanations and context of certain things you can't get in Trinidad and that kind of stuff, that other than a generic answer about Trinidad and Tobago.
Who knows, maybe a Trini could do that, take it up and say like
turn it into a GPT. I would agree. Yeah.
You
know what, if you're listening, give me a call. Yeah.
I know somebody. You know one of the people who, one of the owners or whoever at Trinity Tuna, you know. I'll tell you after. You know one of the persons.
Okay. Let's just leave that as a surprise for when we finish the podcast. All right. Random story time. What is today's random story going to be about? We don't know because it's totally random. We're just going to go through Google News and technology. So, random story. Let's go. All right. Random story time. Let me see if we find anything to pull out here. Xiaomi 14 and 14 Ultra will be available globally. This thing have a wicked camera. A wicked camera with a 1-inch camera sensor on it. But I don't know if a good camera phone is good enough to rip people away from Apple and Samsung. And Pixels. I hear Pixels sell 10 million last year. Which is how much Apple iPhones are selling a week. But I mean, we're glad for the competition. Lenovo and Motorola Smart Connect makes it easier to manage tasks across the devices. I think they get this thing to work properly. Where, you know, on Apple, you could move things from an iPad to a Mac to your phone, and you could swipe it across seamlessly. Yeah. Right, they get that to work on Windows now.
Okay.
And it kind of smooth, but I don't think it's good enough for a random story. But this is the Lenovo laptop that has 2 screens and a removable keyboard or some kind of thing. So, oh no, this one have a see-through screen. Okay, that's a CES kind of pie in the sky thing.
Google.
Gemini misses the mark as AI goes social. Okay, yeah, we could talk about this. Google suspends
Gemini. Yeah,
AI image feature for making pictures of people after inaccurate photos. So this is what they did.
For those of you listening,
you know. I die when I see this, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit before it where it gone? Oh shucks. Why do I click on add or something? Right, it is okay, yeah. So they give a prompt, paint me a historically accurate depiction of a medieval British king. And they have a black man with a ras with medieval chainmail armor and thing. And they have all
the
kind
next
of
one. Yeah, the next one was
that?
Some like the next one looked
What
like
this one was for?
same thing as the same thing. It does prompt. It does give you our next picture.
Oh, okay. Give it 2. So the problem is, right, for those of you all listening, the picture that they showed us, it tried its best to implement this thing called inclusivity.
Yeah,
which
diversity.
All AIs have this problem because when you ask it a question, it has to remove that intrinsic bias to just show white people alone, right? And everybody working real hard trying to make sure that you don't offend these people and all that. And the AI, well, because it does what it's supposed to do, it picks up the trends.
So I don't blame the AI.
For.
Blame the people that code the AI. It's not the AI fault.
But what they could do, because if you go and tell the AI, all right, if they ask you certain questions, you can't be inclusive. That will confuse.
No. All right. So why doesn't the ChatGPT version have this problem?
Because they don't care about inclusivity. They care about historical significance.
Exactly. How could you say let me see a British king and you give a Rastaman a dreads? Yeah, but if you prompt ChatGPT, it will give you an accurate thing.
Yeah,
you know? So
the reason Google have this problem is because Google has so much more to lose in this game than ChatGPT.
They went too much in the next direction.
Yeah,
because watch, right? You could prompt, if you prompt and ask it to see a white person, it wouldn't give you it. It will give you like black people, Asian people. But if you ask it to give you a black person, it's give you it. So it's a kind of reverse racism.
Right. Because Google has so much more to lose. They will get it bad. And it's like if ChatGPT do this kind of shippiness, that will make news for 2 days and be gone. But if Google shows that it has racial bias, then they will question the search algorithm.
It does have racial bias against white people.
Right. not the search algorithm. Not the search algorithm.
Not the search,
the
but
AI. Right.
I mean,
so what I'm trying to say is, once you say the word Google, even though it's Google's AI has a problem, they're going and try to brand it as the whole of Google has this problem. And then they will be like, your search results are biased because blah, blah, blah. And Google always says their things are biased. So because they have so much to lose, they'll be like, all right, let's not offend any minority. So let me put some sort of emphasis on not offending minorities, because if we offend minorities, our bottom line will end up mashing up because of this AI experiment. Because at the end of the day, the AI is an experiment for them. Their bread and butter is still search. And you can't compromise the search. Can't compromise the search and the brand. So, I mean, this is real funny though. Because this king looking like he from Nigeria, and then he killed somebody from England and steal their armor.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that. It had a whole lot.
It had one with the Holocaust with the Nazis, and it had black Nazis and thing. And people was like,
and like if you prompted and ask for like a white couple, it'll give you like a black person. And if you ask it to show you a happy white lady, give you pictures of a white lady with a black couple,
a black person,
a black person or an Asian person. So I mean, the try not to offend the minority, but to offend the majority. I don't know if, well, some people, I don't know if it's offended, but they point out they're not happy with the bias that it's showing.
Yeah, so they stop it. They say, all right, that's not we will not do anything with these pictures again, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll come back and figure it out.
Yeah, some people say, you know, they do a Disney and a Netflix.
I don't want to go that far, but okay, if you say so. I'll stop right there. All right, so that's a random story. This was this could have made the main stories that we chose to do, but now we'll just hold that. Wow. Okay. All right. So today's show, we covered a lot. So we covered cybersecurity. The cost of cybersecurity apparently in the Ministry of Digital Transformation is too high for them, but maybe they need to spend more money. Maybe. TSTT admin was at fault for the hack. We got a lot of information from the Joint Select Committee, and we realized that it's going to get a little dirty. So look out for more from TSTT as we go along. And Reddit is selling their data to Google for $60 million a year. And we discussed how much that will actually matter in the future. And the random story, Google's AI is reverse racially biased because Black Lives Matter more than anything. You must have black people in it.
Black and brown people.
Okay, yeah, that's what they probably put in the code. If black, then else brown. It have nothing to compensate for white in the if statements. Yeah. I tell you. So that's it for today. My name is Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT, and you can find me all over on the internet. And if you don't find me, then you wasn't looking properly. And you could find this guy at
RedBitTech _Redbit_tech.
I know seen the messages I sent me on WhatsApp. Yeah, you lie. Oh my goodness. Okay. I learned something today. All right, Olia. So, thank you very much for listening. We will see you all next week when we talk about some other stuff, anything in technology. We have some interviews lining up. I think we might go on the cadence of one interview per month and see how that works out. If we could get people to interview, but I have some people that lined up to interview right now, so we'll do the one interview for one time and see how that works out. But that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening to the Trinity TechCast. Don't forget you can send us a message, leave a comment on the Spotify, because I start checking the Spotify comments. I realized people was leaving comments all last year, and we respond to none because I never check. So now we'll start doing that. and see if we could respond to people and,
And you keep
talk to
only
our-
shouting out Spotify, Apple Music, shout out the Apple podcast people too. Our ears and listens matter too,
All right. We have an intrinsic bias. Like Google AI. Yeah. So if you leave a comment, we'll try to respond to it and see how that goes, right? So that's it there for today. See you all next week, man. Good talk.